Thanks for joining. I'm your host and political and cultural critic Sharon with 2 R's, and I'm joined today with my co-host Miss Kenneth, and you're listening to Seen and Heard podcast. So thank you guys for joining. So don't forget to thumbs up the video, like, share, comment, let us know what your thoughts are. We have voicemail link in the description. Leave us a voicemail and join our Buy Me a Coffee VIP membership community to help support us any way you can, no matter how small. It's all greatly appreciated. And if you have a story to share with Seen and Heard Podcast, hashtag Seen and Heard Podcast on your social media so we can find you and your stories. And we might feature your story on our next episode. Well, I have some lined up, some comments and things. I didn't get them tonight, but I have to edit them in. So I have some lined up that I'll share on the next podcast. So let's get started tonight. We're getting started with segregation. So, according to Esquire, the rollback of civil rights movement and is the singular moral failure of modern American conservatism, which I want to play a clip of a response, which this is the only clip I'm going to play, but pretty much the sentiment is the same as far as everything this regime is trying to get us out in the streets, to get us to, cry, oh my God, we're not budging. Nobody's budging in the Black community. So I want to get your reaction and what you think of this and the rollback of civil rights statue and segregation after this clip.
I just want to go on record saying that segregation is probably not the flex that y'all think it's going to be. And it's probably not going to impact Black people as much as y'all think it will. And if y'all going to do it, just make sure that y'all don't repeat history. Because when Black successful communities have been built, you all have turned around and destroyed them. Burned them to the ground. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenwood, okay, Black Wall Street. As soon as y'all see Black people thriving, y'all have a tendency to start a massacre, Rosewood, Florida. And as soon as y'all see Black folks finding ways to protect their legacy and protect our generational wealth, you all call it a threat, East St. Louis, Missouri. And don't even get me started on how y'all would respond if Black culture and Black intellectual property was stripped from your reality. Y'all get mad enough when Black people try to gatekeep certain parts of Black culture. But you want segregation? Okay, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, Target has entered the chat. They're finding out.
Well, God, I am really sick and tired of DEI. I'm sick and tired of boycotting DEI. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Target. I'm sick and tired of hearing about Walmart. There are major companies out there that are doing the same thing, and we're fixated on Target and Walmart. Walmart in a lot of areas is the only place our peeps have to go on Saturday afternoon to get their groceries. Walmart is the only place our peeps have to go because Payless gone out of business. They have to go buy shoes somewhere. In a lot of places, quiet as is kept, still are in areas where there aren't big malls. There aren't mega malls. There aren't, nice strip malls. If we're going to do this boycott, let's go to somebody and and actually do something. I'm going to be in trouble for this. I really applaud the folk who are in Las Vegas or Nevada or wherever taking on Tesla. I think that's like totally awesome. Dude, stock is dropping. When we look at places like Walmart and Target, gotta look at them again. The people who work there are the people who live there and are the people who have to go there and shop. So when you shut them down, even though you're upset because 70,000 people have been fired from their jobs, when you set Walmart and Target down, you're doing the same thing. You're taking jobs from the working people, you're taking jobs from the middle class. And as far as this whole racial thing is concerned, come on, guys. We all know MAGA is about making America white again. That's all it is. They dream of the day when they can go into a restaurant and the restaurant signs say, for whites only. They dream of the day when they can go somewhere and say, colored's not allowed. These are the things they're looking for. Every time I talk to you, I'm going to say the same thing. Donald Spivey said, and I quote, "This is going to be a white man's government, or we will make it the graveyard of Negroes." And that's where they're going. They're either going to be all white, everything is white. So as far as I'm concerned, take it. I don't really care. But make sure that you stop messing with us. Stop messing with our education. Our children are, you know, not the best educated because y'all be messing with us. If you're going to take it back, take it back. Let us educate our own babies. Let us deal with health care. Our health care was never that great, but it wasn't that bad either. So if you're going to mess with our health care, get out of our health care and let us figure this stuff out. We have holistic practices. We have our healers. We have our experts from the continent and from the islands. We can figure this out. We can figure it out. As far as intergenerational poverty is concerned, we've been dealing with it since the beginning of time, and you're taking away our opportunity to go sit in the restaurant beside you. Y'all are some nasty people anyway, so why I want to sit in the restaurant beside you anyway?
And that was the point of me bringing all that up. And the young man in the video I just played, he's a TikTok user and his username is the real D Thomas for real. And I'll have it in the caption so you guys can go follow him. Also, that was the point of bringing this subject up, is the fact that it is not going to be the flex that they think it is. They are trying to get the community aroused and upset, with the little tactics they're using, because we're not reacting like they expected. So they're trying their hardest to get the community out, when the community has said after November 4th, 5th, we're done. Our hands are tied. We're done. And I just wanted to share this with people, just in case they haven't seen it and don't know what's going on. Not, not that it's a big deal like you were saying, because we've dealt with this forever. But this is what's going on. The Trump administration, the federal government, no longer explicitly prohibits contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, drinking fountains, which nobody uses fountains anymore anyway. We buy bottled water, or I boil my water. I don't drink tap water. I boil my water. And they had identified that in a public memo issued by the General Services Administration last month. So this even happened last month, but people are just now finding out about it. But I just wanted people to be, alert and see what they are trying to do, which, we're hip to what they're doing, just like you said. We don't care. Take it away. You know, all the examples he listed, and I was thinking of another one, which was in Georgia, Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier used to be a thriving Black community, and they flooded it for the lake to make
Right.
a lake.
That's right. So all about thriving communities. Bruce's Beach in California, uh, Annapolis on the waterfront, Annapolis coastline. Now it's all Euro-American driven, and there are 2 or 3 Black families dotted around in there. But for the most part, it's all gone. Look at the Gullah people in South Carolina / Georgia. Developers are hovering like buzzards over caucus on roadside kill. They're hovering because they want that land by any means necessary. And
Central Park. Seneca, it
same
used to
thing with
be
Central Park.
Seneca Village. Yeah,
Same thing
Seneca
with Central
Village.
Park.
Hmm.
So anything we have that we look like we are enjoying ourselves, they come and they figure out a way to get it away from us. You think we happy over here because y'all integrated us and desegregated us, so now you're going to take it away from us and take us back to segregation? Go on, take it. I ain't got no problem with it. And if you think that you're going to hurt my feelings with some for colored only signs, you ain't going to hurt my feelings at all.
And this was my response this morning because, like you said, this is not the flex they think it is. I said, message to the Trump regime: we do not care. Go all the way with your segregation. No NFL, NBA. Our bathrooms will be cleaner because we wash our hands.
Before
all
and, before and
right.
after.
Yeah, right. And all season, we have the season cookout. All season cookout invites have been rescinded immediately. No more of our intellectual property, etc. We do not care. So, like you said, bring it on. So now let's get into Elon Musk. So I went ahead and yesterday I mentioned that video of him crying because, like you said, the boycotts are working and it's getting to him. And he had a response to the cars catching on fire in Las Vegas. But I wanted to play this clip first, and then the response to Vegas, and I want to get your reaction on the other end. So this is the first one.
Call to action. You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean...
But there's no turning back, you're saying?
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste.
And here's the second one.
I mean, it's really come as quite a shock to me that there's this level of really hatred and violence from the left. I always thought the left, or Democrats, were supposed to be the party of empathy, the party of caring, and yet they're burning down cars, they're firebombing dealerships, they're firing bullets into dealerships, they're just smashing up Teslas. Tesla is a peaceful company. We've never done anything harmful. I've never done anything harmful. I've only done productive things. So I think we just have a deranged. There's some kind of mental illness thing going on here because this doesn't make any sense. And I think there are larger forces at work as well. I mean, I don't know who's funding it and who's coordinating it because this is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
So let me remind everybody, as far as that, what he's doing is very dangerous as well, putting targets on innocent people's backs, and he's saying that he doesn't understand. Here's a reminder. Musk has promoted conspiracy theories. He's made controversial statements that have led to accusations of sexism, anti-Semitism, transphobia, disseminating misinformation and disinformation, and the support of white pride, along with his famous Nazi salute, because I'm not going to humor them in calling it a Roman salute, because that's not what it was. It was a Nazi salute. So he has caused immeasurable harm to a lot of people in this country. And I'm not saying that that's right, that's what's happening to him, but we don't even know the full story there. Because like I said yesterday, those cars could be spontaneously combusting because they are not well-made cars.
Well, he's either a man of few words or he is an idiot.
Well, we know he's on drugs, ketamine. He's admitted to using ketamine, which is...
I didn't get anything out of what he attempted to say. So
he's trying to, how all of their accusations are confessions, basically. All of their accusations are confessions. I have here, let me see. Oh, he also doesn't believe in empathy. So while he's on here all over these channels crying about, oh, I don't understand this, that, this comes straight from him. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast. Rogan says, also, don't let someone use your empathy against you so they can completely control your state and then do an insanely bad job of managing it and never get removed. Well, Musk says the fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy, the empathy exploit. They're exploiting a bug in Western civilization, which is the empathy response. So I think empathy is good, but you need to think it through and not just be programmed like a robot.
Yeah, empathy. But I don't know whether empathy is the number one thing I need or not. I need some reparations. So give me some reparations. I'll work on getting the empathy.
And lately also I've actually seen I'll pull those videos up later, but I've seen churches, how these churches are acting, but I've seen pastors in these churches, they are now attacking empathy, like they've been attacking everything and kind of winning at it, but now they're attacking empathy, and that's before I saw this quote from Elon. So to all the listeners out there, just do your due diligence and double check, triple check, quadruple check.
But empathy. I mean, what is it? Did I lose you?
No.
Oh, what is empathy? And what do I get from empathy? Somebody who says, here's a great one, Purple State. I know how you feel, sister. I'm going to vote with you in the next election. You and me, we voting blue. They go home, close the door. Honey, hi. Did you pass out any flyers today? Oh, yes, we passed out 3,000 flyers. Oh, that's good. When it comes time to vote, what do? They don't come back over here and vote with the blue state. They vote over here. So where's the empathy? Because if they had empathy, then maybe they wouldn't be 52% voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah. And now everybody's in a mess. Everybody.
All the states.
Well, I have empathy. Namo Buddhaya to everybody out there, and especially Miss Kenneth.
Well,
and
I don't have any empathy. I don't have any empathy because I'm sick and tired of the Democrats. They're not doing anything except whining, whining, whining. Even with Chuck Schumer, the best they can do is say, well, he didn't have the right to do it. Well, y'all should have made sure before the vote took place that you told him in no uncertain terms what you needed him to do. And obviously y'all ain't do that. And
Now,
if you
uh,
did, then y'all need to put it out there. We told him in no uncertain terms, and he still backstabbed us. New York State, y'all need to get together and call for the man to step down. If he doesn't step down, call for an impeachment. Empathy, I don't have any. I'm sorry. If I have empathy, here's who I have empathy for. I have empathy for my elders. I have empathy for those folks who, through no fault of their own, had jobs where they didn't have a big old desk and they didn't have a telephone and they didn't have offices where they could look out the window. These are people who worked in the cane fields, sugar cane fields. These are the people who worked in the orchards, and they don't have the type of social security that others have. They don't have it. Or Medicaid. They didn't pay into any of those things because it was a day worker situation. You go, you work, and you get paid at the end of the day. You go, you work, you get paid at the end of the day. So if I have empathy for anyone, and I do, I'm empathetic with all my elders who, through no fault of their own, are getting a check every month for $286. There is no fraud there. There's none there. I have sympathy with my elders who are getting $23 a month in SNAP benefits. There is no fraud in $23 a month in SNAP benefits. I have empathy with my elders who are in nursing homes, and when that Medicaid is cut, they're gonna have to find some place to go. And no disrespect to anybody, some of our families can take them back. The bulk of them cannot take them back. So what's supposed to happen to our elderly? That's who I have sympathy for. I don't have any sympathy for the Congressional Black Caucus. I don't have no sympathy for Chuck Schumer and all those people who we told don't go over there and stand with them, and they did. I don't have any sympathy for Elon Musk. I don't have any sympathy for
Bezos,
Bezos. I don't have any sympathy for
Zuckerberg,
Zuckerberg. I don't have any sympathy for Kennedy,
Schumer.
Schumer, Kennedy. I don't have any sympathy for any of them. They need to fix this.
And speaking of Schumer, though, you reminded me, this was the last clip I was going to play. Sonny Hostin lit in to Schumer yesterday on The View. So I want to take a look at this and then get your thoughts on the other side of this.
Okay.
Me no pleasure to say this to you because we are friends, but I think you caved. I think you and 9 other Democrats caved. I don't think you showed the fight that this party needs right now because you're playing with by a rule book where the other party has thrown that rule book away.
True.
And so in my view, what you did really was, in supporting that GOP partisan bill that Democrats had no input in, you cleared the way for Donald Trump and Elon Musk to gut Social Security, to gut Medicare, to gut Medicaid. Why did you lead Democratic senators to play by that book that the Republicans are not playing by?
Okay, first, I'd say, Sonny, no one wants to fight more than me, and no one fights more than me. You got to fight smart. It is not true. That bill had far less it was bad. I hated it. But it does far less damage to Social Security. Medicare, Medicaid are far more susceptible to being eliminated, which is what that horrible Musk. Can you imagine this guy Musk, a billionaire, saying $1,100 for a senior citizen is not necessary,
But aren't
or
there
a Ponzi
cuts
scheme?
in that bill?
There are many fewer cuts in that bill than that would be in a shutdown.
But they
it was
still
a bad
exist.
choice. So we got to. Yes, they exist. But
You
if you
have to
have
work with
two,
the cards
if
you
you
have.
have two choices, one bad, the other devastating. One chops off one of your fingers, the other chops off your arm.
That's right.
So I want to fight, and we are fighting. We're going to fight every day on this, every day. Today, we're fighting them on Medicaid. Tomorrow, we're going to fight them on, the next few days on tariffs. We're going to fight them on Social Security. But I want to win and fight smart.
Yes.
Not just, I understand, we want to stick it to them.
Okay,
We're going to stick it to them and fight smart and win.
Okay.
Senator, I want to talk to you about your book.
Yes,
because you're
thank
here
you.
to talk about this, a new book, Anti-Semitism in America, A Warning. Now, as the highest ranking...
So, yeah, I'm not gonna play the full clip of that, but what are your thoughts? I just wanted to hear
First
Sonny.
of all, thank you for not playing the full clip, because I don't want anybody to hear from us about buying this book. Okay? That I won't buy the book. And if I buy it, I'm going to go outside and burn it to ashes. Chuck Schumer is not a strategical player. Everybody stood together and said, this is what we're going to do. So your job, Chuck, is to stand with the masses. Your job is not to come on TV and talk about what you did, because what you did was right. You and 9 other people are not as smart as the other, however many it is, 200 and something plus. So you don't get to be heard. You don't get to have us say, yes, Chuck, we're going to follow you. No, we don't. We're not going to follow him. I mean, all he had to do was play by the playbook. Let me tell you, on the football field, when the quarterback doesn't do what's in the playbook, he don't get to come back next year for another season. And that's where I think we should be. Chucky baby, you got to go.
Goodbye, Chuck. And on that note, our call to action is to continue putting pressure on Tesla, the stocks, or whatever it is you're doing. Stay positive on that note, because it's working. He's a very sensitive little baby. And Chuck Schumer, like you said, don't buy that book.
No, don't buy that book.
Don't buy that book. He canceled his tour anyway, but don't buy that book.
And if
no, I take that back. I don't tell anybody what to do, but use your own decisions on what you want to do where that's concerned.
Well, I'm gonna say don't buy the book. So since y'all like that boycotting everything, boycott Chuck Schumer's book.
Yes, I agree with that. Boycott.
Yeah, y'all want to boycott something? Boycott the book. And as far as I am concerned, Chuck did not play by the rule book. He's out there trying to be a renegade, and this is not the time for us to be renegades. We don't have a good a playbook as it is, and if we don't have a good playbook as it is, then why are you going to be out there being a renegade? This is not the time. Everybody understood. We are not crossing the aisle with them. Let them do whatever, and this won't be the first time.
Right, and not only that, he rushed that through. I found out that it was because they had a resort that they were trying to attend. The Democrats had like a weekend party, or a resort that they were trying to attend, and that's why they rushed that through. And he was the one that led the charge for that, just so they could have their weekend retreat.
Well, more than that, the day before, everybody was singing the same song. So how do you go from singing the same song the day before, and less than 36 hours later, you flip the script? No, he don't have that right. He does not have that right. He doesn't have it.
And on that, we will end right now, and we will see you guys on the next show. Thumbs up the video, like, share, comment, leave us a voicemail, and if you'd like to donate, please consider a donation. no matter how small, doesn't matter. And we will appreciate it. And thanks for joining. Thanks, Miss Kiddes.
Peace. But only if you